Hey, what's up, guys? This is the Cavalry. Yeah, this video is about it's about brothers and going to parties. Let me tell you something. I find it, just a real trip. Just some odd stuff. You know what I'm saying? When you at a party, and you're a brother, right? And somebody invites you, so you go ahead and you go. Everything's good. But see, the thing is that you're mostly interested in how can I say, just dancing and have a good time. Now this particular party wasn't half bad, you know, but it had its downside. It has upside, its downside. The upside was that they had a couple of hookah joints there. You know what I mean? One of those little hookah, smoking devices. So everybody was chilling with that. It's not the same as weed, though. You smoke it, you get a little flavored taste, you get to blow smoke out of your mouth, but that's about it. Do you get a euphoric high or anything like that? No. Do you smell better afterwards? Not really. You may smell like some smoky cherries or smoky chocolate or smoky grapes, but you still smell kind of smoky. And you don't get any type of, residual after effect. Like if you drink a beer, you get some type of residual after effect, or you at least have to go to the bathroom at least about 1,000,000,000 times. You know what I mean? And the same thing with herb, and the same thing with, any type of hard liquor. Well, I'm not going to talk about any type of ecstasy. I never fucked around with that shit. Cocaine, I ain't talking about none of that because I never fucked around with that shit. And some of you guys' favorite shit to fuck around with, crack. Hell yeah, I know a whole bunch of y'all sitting up there like, crack is whack, crack is whack. That's because you're smoking it. Man, y'all got to admit that Whitney Houston is just damn hilarious. Sitting up there talking about, we never messed around with the cheap stuff. It was only the expensive stuff we messed around with. Like that's proving anything. Really? Oh, we only fucked around with $1,000,000 drugs. It's still drugs. It all depends on what you was messing around with. If you're losing your teeth and you looking older and older, just how middle America, meaning the real Americans, meaning the white, middle, southern Americas, they love to mess around with crystal meth. They be looking crazy once they're done. After 5-10 years of crystal meth, they look about 40-50 years older than they're supposed to be. Look like they're 50 years old and they're only 30. Crack is whack. But anyway, back to the party. Look, I'm trying to do my little dance, have a good time, but see, I'm a dark brother, much like Taye Diggs. But I have to imagine what was Taye Diggs' life before he was Taye Diggs. Now, see, remember, when he was coming up in the entertainment industry, he came up on the side of Broadway. That's where he met his wife, the white woman. Yeah, Idina Menzel. Yeah, she's a beautiful woman. But I wonder if his party experiences were similar as mine. You know what I mean? Now, African American women often talk about gang and how certain brothers are just too lame and they ain't got gang. Well, I'm going to pose this to you guys. If that particular African American man that you assume doesn't have any game, if you never ever gave him the opportunity to speak to you, how would you know? And if you already have chosen to put him with a lesser or a bunch of lesser females, how would you know how good his game is? And if you assume that he's just being mean to these lesser females, again, that's an assumption because you made a mistake. Let me go ahead and explain. So here I am. They got this music playing in their garage because that's where the main party is happening, and the hookah device is in the garage too. They're playing their music through the iPhone. So they got an iPhone hookup to an old stereo, blast some speakers, you know what I mean? No DJ. It's an iPhone DJ. Now that's cool, folks is feeling good that they got, an iPhone. And that's their DJ. So they got a whole bunch of house music playing from the 1980s. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is Chicago. Okay? So, of course, there's going to be a plethora of house music, especially with people around my age. Basically, if you are in your 30s, if you are in your early 40s, it's going to be house music played at parties. So, here we are, chilling. The iPhone DJ is playing, they're playing all the nice little house cuts and stuff like that, but they run into problems. They, have to stop the music a little bit here and there, to find the perfect song. Now, there are some fine sisters around there, and there's a few Hispanic women, no white women whatsoever. I like to check out the parties, especially when you're talking about something on 75th and something in Chicago on the south side. I check my parties out first to make sure that everything is cool. I'll be straight up with you. A lot of times, man, stuff in the inner city can end in gun violence. You make sure that your people are going to be safe. Especially when it's somebody new that you know and that's inviting you. Now, after the first party or whatever, you can make a clear decision, like if you're going to bring your lady or not to one of these parties. So, here are two things that happen. One, I get introduced to everybody, and now I've been out on the, the little dance floor. We'll call that the, the yard, with the little concrete and stuff like that. And, I've messed around, dancing with, a few of the ladies, you know what I mean? But, they're those type of ladies that are, I'm super house, and they're not really dancing with anybody necessarily. They're just kind of doing their house thing in a circle. And most of these people, all these people except for one, I didn't know at all. So, the women, they have this look of, who is this dude? And then one woman actually asked, so who'd you come with? Now, I found that interesting. I pointed out the guy who invited me and everything. But this was after this particular thing that happened. So here I am. I'm dressed real nice, smelling really good. You put the lotions and the right cologne on and stuff like that. And again, there's some nice looking women there. But at the same time, there's some busted ones too. So I'm standing by the hookah tape. And next thing I notice, there are two women sitting up there dancing closer and closer to me. Now, check this out. Women often talk about, especially African American women, talk about, your level, your league. But see, African American women get kind of confused when that comes to when it comes to African American men and their level and their league. See, they kind of have things twisted. They believe that all brothers that they choose to be deemed worthy is in their league, and the others are not in their league or level. So, for instance, if you are a Chris Brown complexion or lighter, you are in their league or on their level. But if you are as dark as Tate Diggs or even a shade lighter, you are no longer in their league or their level unless you are rolling around with cash or you're thugged out. One or the other. So they send these ladies to dance up against me, not up against me, but to get my attention, to say, hey, I'm free, I'm single. But these were the most busted broads in the place. Those African American women, the ones that, African American women are always talking about how they got the booty, and the white girls ain't got nothing, or the white girls got the hair and they got the booty and all this other stuff. Well, these chicks did not have the hair. They did not have the booty. I mean, they didn't have nothing. They were overweight, short, with asses that were not the bubble butt variety. Were not the nice size apple bottom or anything like that. It was more like kind of flat, big, and just misshapen. And that's what they sent over to me. All these fine ass women, you send over some busted women. Now, what happens when you dance some busted ass broads up against Tay Diggs? What happens when you dance some busted ass broads against Morris Chestnut? Those brothers start